Shawbuck everybody, Yenshaw Miss Debbie. Today we're going to have a look at drawing some sausage people and adding some objects to our drawing. The other thing we're going to think about today there are 3 different ways of making drawings. And the first one is that we use what we can see in our drawing. So we use our eyes to make our drawing. The second one is that we use our brain and our memory. You know, lots of memories are held in our brain. So we use what we know and what we remember to do our drawing. And the third one is that we use our imagination, all those ideas and like magical things, ways of doing things. Those things that are sitting in our imagination, that's what we use for drawing. And that's sometimes what makes drawings really interesting and fascinating to look at. Now, some of you didn't do last week's lesson, which was how to do stick figures. Now, what we looked at with stick figures was some simple poses from being at home, which I used photographs for, and then learning how to draw basic stick figures by looking very carefully at the shapes in the photographs. So here I am working out using the iPad and a drawing app to work out what the actual pose of the stick figure would accurately be, and then I drew it on a piece of paper so that my drawing actually reflected what I could see. So that's using the method of what you can see. So here I am again using a photograph of me running around the garden with my dog to draw an accurate stick figure of what it would look like if I was running. And here's doing it with a picture of me patting the dog. Now for the first picture, we're going to have a think about drawing based on what you can see. And I'm going to have a go at drawing from this photograph of what I can see from my mum playing a keyboard. So the first thing I did with this picture of mum is work out what it would look like if it was a stick figure, and I think that's important for understanding the direction of the limbs and the shape of the body. So in this sense, the sausage person, we start thinking about what shapes there are and where they are. So, and where the sausages would go. And what I suggest you do for the hands is do a circle where the hands are, and then do the fingers, where the fingers are, what direction they are. So there's a sausage here, there's a sausage here with the sleeve over the top of it, where the hands are and the fingers, and the face and the hair. So usually their hair is bigger and the actual face is where the details are smaller like that. So this bit here is the hair. And then also I'm going to ask you to do objects today. So you might do, maybe you'll do 3 objects that are happening in the background. So there's the couch, I've got the keyboard, and maybe I'm just going to do a little dog over here. Okay. Now I'm going to have a look at the photograph and do an actual drawing based on it. So I can either think about the outlines or how I would make a stick figure shape. So what I would normally do is I would look at the picture and say, okay, so there's a round head and like maybe an oval underneath. So I do it with a light colour. So I'm just working out where the shape is. And then you've got this sort of longish shape here. So go back here, well there's a longish shape here. Okay, so I've got a darker colour now. And what I'm going to do is have a look at where the sausages go. So where do the sausages, where are those arms? And I usually do the fingers just with some lines. So the hand could be a bit of a circle and some lines. There we are. And then her face is sort of looking So her face is a circle, but it's sort of, the face bit is there and the hair is here. And she's wearing glasses. There we are. And then I can add more details. So that's normally how I do a drawing, is by looking at the original shapes and then doing the details later. There we are, and then I might add the couch behind. But again, I'm looking at a shape. Can you see how this is a triangle shape? See the triangle shape? And then the rest, I imagine, comes around like that. Now I'm going to redo the drawing of my mum, but based on what I know, and I'm going to use these oil pastels. I'm going to draw my mum playing the keyboard, so I'm thinking here's her head, here's her body, I'm thinking of a stick figure, so maybe her arms and the keyboard sitting on her lap, and she is going to be sitting on the couch. So look, I'm just drawing where the legs would be under the keyboard, and then thinking about where the couch is. If she's sitting on the couch, maybe the couch is coming around like this. Alright, so when you draw what you know, you're thinking about, I know a person has a head and then their face is on the front. She might be looking down at it. And I know she's got a circular oval body, and I know she's got these sausage arms, and she's got the keyboard on her lap. Okay, so now I'm going to go to a darker colour. So now I'm thinking I want her looking down at the keyboard. So hair's going to be, that's not very good light, is it? So hair's going to be like this. And then I know she's wearing a shirt, so I'll put the sleeve on, and here's her sausage arm. And again, remember, you can make the hand with a circle and then put lines where you want her fingers to be. And you can make the lines into sausages later if you want. Okay, and then I want the keyboard. And then what I do is I get the dark crayon, and then I go over the bits I want to stand out. That's how I do my final picture. Or you can colour it in how you want it to be. Now we're going to do a drawing with the method of using our imagination, and I'm going to use this image of me sitting at the computer, but we're also going to think about using stick figures and what we've learned about sausage people. We're also going to think about what we see and what we know and our memory. So usually what I do is I just sort of do a scribbly where I want the person, scribbly for the stick figure. And here's the computer chair. Now I'm drawing the computer chair from what I know about a computer chair. So I'm just going to do the back of it, and then I know it's got a base here and it's got a squiggly thing here, and I'm going to do that like that. So there it is. And then I'm going to do the desk here, and I'm going to be working at a computer. So again, I'm not drawing it from the picture. Can you see in the picture there's no computer? I can't see that, can I? But I know what a computer looks like. I know that a laptop looks like a rectangle with a screen. So there's the screen. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my imagination. So what I've found is that I've really enjoyed, the thing I like about remote learning is that I have, it's like I have all these individual people talking to me, and when I look at your work on Seesaw, I write an individual response to you. So it's almost like I'm home alone, but I'm having these conversations with people all the time. So what I thought I'd do, so this is drawing from my imagination, isn't it? I'm imagining that there's all these people in the room. And the other thing I've had is I've got 3 pets. But I'm imagining I've also got, apart from the 3 pets, I've also got all these birds in the garden that seem to be my friends as well. So I might just draw all the birds flying around as well. One of the methods you might like to try is to re-go over your pencil drawing with a pen or a fine liner that you can't rub out. And so what happens is you carefully go over your drawing and you adjust things. You make them better, you correct them as you go, and you remake your drawing but with a pen. And then what you can do later is you can erase the pencil drawing underneath. So that's one thing you can do to have a neater drawing. So here's my drawing about home learning, which involves the sausage drawing technique, using what I know and what I've seen, and also using my imagination to show how that even though I'm home alone, I'm still surrounded by animals, creatures, and all the people that I'm having contact with during remote learning, all the children that I'm working with. Your task for today is to draw a sausage person, but to also put that person in a scene of what it's like to learn from home.